What's going on YouTube? It's DV and we are going to be doing something really cool today. We have a special video. Today we're going to be doing trivia and Bed Wars, at least Roblox Bed Wars, not the Minecraft one, okay? Don't get confused. If you're confused, then what are you watching my videos for? I don't really do a whole lot of Minecraft, you know, not a lot, but I want to, okay? So that's not the point of this video, okay? The point is we're going to be doing a trivia and I am super excited to see how knowledgeable you all are on this game. Many of you know, I've been playing it even since before it came out. I was one of the testers. Some of these are going to be a little hard for you if you are new to the game. Some of these are going to be really easy. So, you know, if you're new to the game, it's okay. You'll learn something maybe out of this video. If you're not new to the game and you're a veteran, I'm really going to test your skills and knowledge. Okay, we're going to test you on a few things that I think and I hope that I'm going to catch you on. Maybe. I got a couple tricks in here up my sleeve. Full disclosure, I did have to double check on a few of these, okay? So it's okay. I wasn't an absolute master on this either. Even though I know the game really, really well and I've been playing it forever, I had to double check a couple things, okay? I'm not going to spoil which ones I got wrong or didn't know or was guessing on, but I wanted to make sure I have to do with my background check. Anyway, my point is we got a trivia and I want you to take the test. How this is going to work? Real simple. You're going to be asked a series of questions. For each of these questions, it's multiple choice. I kept it real easy. Instead of doing 4 options, I just did 3. So it makes it a little easier if you're just going to guess. Now, if you're guessing, that doesn't really count. If you're just guessing and you get it right, that doesn't really count. You got to be honest. If you didn't know, you can't guess. This is not a school project, okay? You're not trying to pass a test for school. You're not going to be graded on this. Okay, technically, you're going to be graded on this, but you're going to self-grade it. If you really don't know, don't guess it. And how it's going to work is any of these that you get correct, you're going to basically give yourself a point, okay? For any that you don't get correct, you're just not going to give yourself a point. So you're just going to count the number of ones you got correct. And at the end of the video, you're going to rack up those points and figure out how well or what rank you are for your knowledge in Bed Wars. So it's pretty fun. If you haven't seen these videos yet, definitely check out my Islands one. If you've played Islands, you can test your knowledge in Islands over there, although some things have kind of changed. Really, really out of date. Take the toxic tests on Bed Wars. That's a better one. I will link that one, in fact. Basically, add up the points and see if you are toxic in Bed Wars. But anyway, let's go and get started with this. But before I do, you know what I'm going to ask you? I'm going to ask you to hit that like button and smash the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, or just watch this. Just watch this and you're going to do it for me anyway. You're going to do it for me anyway. Watch. You're just going to end up like, your mouse pointer is going to move over. That's right. And you're going to click and subscribe. Now, if you've already done it, don't unsubscribe on accident. Just listen. Just subscribe if you haven't already, okay? All right, first question. Super easy. Who made Roblox Bed Wars? Who made Roblox Bed Wars? I'm going to give you a couple seconds to think about it. Here's your choices. Is it Big Games? Is it Rolf? Or is it Easy Games? Now, I'm not going to give you a whole lot of time on this one, okay? Okay. If you selected C, Easy Games, give yourself a point. If you didn't, honestly, don't give yourself a point. Be honest. Next up is, what was the devs game before Bed Wars? That's right. What's the game before Bed Wars came out? What was the game that the devs made? Was it Arsenal? I mean, come on. Was it Sky Wars? Because you know Sky Wars is the thing. Or was it Islands? Because that's the thing. What do you think? I'll give you a couple seconds. I know you're trying to think about it, but I'll give you a couple seconds. Are you done yet? You figured it out yet? If you have guessed, if you know the answer is Islands, then give yourself a point. Next question is, what item was limited but stayed in the game? Which item stayed in the game but was originally limited? Was it the dodo bird, which is A? Or was it B, balloons? Or was it C, firework arrows? Which of these do you think? Now, this one might be a little easy, and I'm going to give you some easy ones. You're going to be like, DV, this is... Don't worry. It's going to get more difficult pretty soon here, okay? I promise you. Now, if you guessed B, balloons, give yourself a point. Otherwise, you got 3 wrong, I bet, right now. That means you're a big noob. No, don't go. Don't leave the video yet. Okay, or ever. Next up is, what was Barbarian's best weapon? Now, I want to make something very clear about this question because you're going to be like, oh, wait. What was the original best weapon for Barbarian? Was it A, Rage Blade? Was it B, Emerald Sword? Or was it C, Diamond Sword? So which was it? Was it Rage Blade? Going on to the answer, if you chose B, Emerald Sword, give yourself a fat point. Not actually, just a regular 1 point. You can't give yourself 2 points. I know you're going to try to do that. Rage Blade wasn't around, by the way. When Barbarian first came out, it wasn't around. It was just Emerald Sword. Next question is, what is the most powerful bow currently in the game? Now, keyword currently, because you know how they make these crazy updates. They just keep adding new items and new items and new items and new kits. So currently, as of this video, what is the most powerful bow in the game? Is it A, tactical crossbow? B, Vanessa bow? Clarity there. Vanessa does 3-shot. Or is it C, golden bow? Now I'm going to give you just a moment. Just a little tiny moment. And I know I just keep it talking because I want to make this difficult for you. I don't want you to think. Actually, it should be quick. It should be real easy for you to get this. All right. That should be plenty of time. If you chose C, golden bow, you got it wrong. No, I'm just kidding. You got it right. Golden bow is correct. It's absolutely correct. It is crazy powerful. If you had this in the game, it would be so broken you would kill everyone. It's rapid fire. It's insane damage. It's basically tactical bow on, I don't want to say steroids because that's kind of technically, yeah, you get what I'm saying, like on inner G Fuel. Okay, G Fuel, that's safer. So if you got that wrong, I'm sorry. You're way off. Next question is, what original map used to have 2 floors? That's right. What original map, meaning when the game first came out, which of these had 2 floors? Was it A, Aztec, B, Sand Temple, or C, Blossom? I think one of these is not actually an original, but it's kind of original, okay? It's kind of semi-OG. Which of these do you think used to have 2 floors? It's like 2-story, okay? In case you're really confused. If you're already confused, then you're probably going to lose this trivia. Now, if you said A, Aztec, no, I know it has multiple floors. No, that's not the one I was talking about. If you said B, Sand Temple, no, still wrong. If you said C, Blossom, that's right. Blossom used to be an insanely huge map. It had 2 stories. The generators for emeralds were at the top. It was an awesome map. It was one of my favorites, and they ruined it. They made it single story. Can you believe they ruined it? It was actually a really big map. It was kind of annoying to be on. A lot of people hated it, but I loved it. Next question is, how many kits are in Battle Pass Season 1? Now, I probably should have said how many kits were, but I mean, they still are in there, right? So I don't test me on grammar on this. We're not testing me, we're testing you. So how many kits were in Battle Pass Season 1? Was it A, 6? Or is it A, 6? Wait, yeah, 8. Is it 6? Or is it 7 or 8? I'm just going to ask you that way. How many are in Battle Pass Season 1? I'm going to give you just a moment to think about it. You're counting right now. I know you're thinking about it. You're like, yeah, Spirit Catcher. See, you're on Spirit Catcher over and over and over, and you've got an endless loop because I'm trying to distract you. No, really, though. How many? Now, if you guess 7, yeah, that's right. I didn't give you a whole lot of time. Now, if you guess 7, you're right because I just gave you the answer. That is the correct answer, 7. Yes, there were 7. I double-checked that. I had to double-check that. I totally forgot. Next question is, which of these is not a BedWars developer? Which of these? Which of them? Yeah, you know what I mean? Which of these people are not a BedWars developer? That's probably, these are not. My grammar. Anyway, is it A, Brooke, B, Brian3838, or is it C, Spleen Tricks? Brooke, Brian, or Spleen Tricks? I'll give you a moment. Some of you have never heard of these developers, and that makes me very sad. Some of you just don't even pay attention to the developers that work. They work all week on your updates and you don't care. So go do some research and thank your devs next time you see them. If you guessed A, Brooke, how dare you say that about Brooke? She's a totally awesome developer. Go follow her on Twitter. It's grillme99, okay? Go check her out. She's cool. She's a cool dev. If you thought Brian3838, dude, what is wrong with you? Brian's awesome. He's basically probably the most well-known developer in the game because he just hangs out in the lobbies and does /force field and /hover on everyone and bullies them. That's why everyone knows Brian, okay? Because he bullies them. He's super toxic, he's super troll, and he's awesome. Now, if you said C, Spleen Tricks, you're right, because that's not right. It sounds familiar, right? But no, it's Snick Tricks. Snick Tricks is the developer. Spleen Hook is another developer, but not Spleen Tricks. I totally tricked you, didn't I? I know I did some of you. I hope I did some of you. Some of you got totally tricked and trolled. So yeah, make sure you got that correct. Trolled. Next up with the question number 9 is, how many swords did BedWars have at launch? Is it 4, 5, or 6? Just figure it out. Figure it out. It's not a really trick question. All right, if you guessed 4, you are right. But you were right, okay. We only had the wooden sword, we had the stone sword, we had iron sword, and we had diamond sword. That's it. Next question is, which kit came first? Was it Archer, Barbarian, or Baker? Archer, Barbarian, or Baker? Now, if you guessed Archer, that's a pretty good guess, but you're wrong. It's Barbarian. Okay, Barbarian came first. On top of that, Builder and Cletus arrived at the same time. So, next question is, which was the first hub Easter egg? Now, if you don't know what this means, basically the hub is the main lobby. Which was the first Easter egg? If you don't know what an Easter egg is, I'm not talking about actual eggs. Easter eggs are kind of hidden things if you don't know that. If you don't know that, I just educated you on something really cool about games. A lot of games have Easter eggs in them. So what was the first one? Was it A, the lava dungeon, B, frozen dodo bird, or C, how'd you get here sign? This one shouldn't take you too long. Probably because you're going to get it wrong. Just kidding. If you got A, lava dungeon, you got it right. That's right. Initially, there was a lava dungeon. They removed it thinking it was causing lag in the hub. And unfortunately, it wasn't causing lag in the hub. And so we just lost a really cool Easter egg. But it was a really cool Easter egg. Next question is which one was never an upgrade in BedWars? So which one of these was never an upgrade in the game for diamonds? Is it A, sword sharpness, B, defense protection, or C, bed alarm? I'll give you just a moment. I'll just give you just a tiny moment, okay? So if you guessed A, sword sharpness, you're really wrong. It used to be, so damage, what is damage now, used to be sword sharpness, and then I think they changed it because it was actually causing damage buff to everything, all damage. So they changed it to damage because it used to be sword sharpness. So if anyone ever says get sword sharpness, that's what they mean. If you chose B, defense protection, you're right, because what is that? No, there's no defense protection. That was just to throw you off. Which of these was the first worst kit? That's right. Which one of these was the first worst kit? Is it A, builder, B, barbarian, or C, infernal shielder? Just give you a moment. I'll just give you a moment. All right. You had enough time. So if you guessed A, builder, okay, it used to be, right? Builder used to be a bad kit, but the first worst kit was actually the barbarian. Barbarian was made a joke of by the BedWars community. The BedWars community made fun of barbarian because it took like 20 kills for you to actually get a decent sword. For you to be able to get like an emerald sword, it took like 25, I think, or 30 kills. And that was horrible. So the best sword you could get was like diamond, and it took forever to get that. I think it was like 15 kills to get diamond sword. It was crazy. I forgot how many actual hits it was, but it was absolutely insane. It was really hard to use. He was really ugly, and everyone just made fun of him because it was just a bad kit back then. But now it's really good with the Rage Blade. But back then, it was the original worst kit. It was worse than Cletus, and it was worse than Builder because at least those two had some, you know, purpose because they were the only 3 kits at the launch. And Infernal Shielder came out later. So that's why you can't even compare Infernal Shielder to this because it was never one of the originals. So you probably picked Builder because Builder's pretty bad, but it wasn't the worst. Next up with number 14 is which of these was the mystery kit? So if you've been playing the game for a while, there was a mystery kit. A lot of people didn't know what it was going to be. Which one was it? Was it A, Yeti, B, Vanessa, or C, Yuzi? So if you guessed A, Yeti, nope. That wasn't it. If you guessed B, Vanessa, yes. Vanessa was the mystery kit. They showed a shadowed character to tease the release of a new Game Pass kit, which was later revealed to be Vanessa. Next question is what is the maximum possible balloons you can buy? This one's kind of tough, but not too bad. Is it 6, 8, or 10? Now, if you selected 6, you probably are thinking, yeah, because the max balloons you can buy is 6. Well, technically, if you drop 1 balloon, you can buy another set of 3 and get 8. It's just a weird bug. Basically, if you have less than 6, you can buy more. And so that's why it does that. It's kind of weird. But yeah, you can buy 8. So little food for thought. They haven't patched that. I don't think they're ever going to patch it. If they do, great. But yeah, it's basically 8. Next question is how many hits does it take to break wool with a wooden pickaxe? Is it 4, 5, or 6? I'll give you a moment just to think about it. I know you're picturing hating the block. Time's up. This is a fact. I'm not going to give you the no, not enough time. No time for you. If you guessed 4, then you are wrong. That's a better pickaxe. No. If you guessed B with 5, you are correct. It is 5 hits with a wooden pickaxe. Next question is how many blocks high can you jump? Is it 1, 2, or 3 blocks? This one should be easy for you. If you don't know this one, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do with you. You're probably running up the bill. You probably have so many wrong. You probably have like maybe 3 or 4 correct. If you don't have this one correct, I don't know what to do with you. I'm sorry, I just don't know. But if you guessed 1, what is wrong with you? No. Maybe if you're on mobile, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're on a controller or console. I don't know what you're playing. But you're not playing BedWars. Now, if you guessed 2, you are correct. Now, some people can jump 3. Those are hacks. Those are wall hoppers. I don't even want to talk to you. Next question. How many iron does it cost to buy wool? Or how much iron does wool cost? That's another way of asking you. Is it 6, 8, or 16? If you guessed 6, nope, it's not 6. It is 8. So if you guessed 8, give yourself a point. Next question is how much HP or hit points or health does AERY start with? Is it 80, 90, or 100? Now, just a reminder, AERY is a kit. It's not AERYs, it's AERY. All right, if you guessed 80, you're wrong. You're wrong. How could anyone survive 80? But if you guessed 90, then you are correct. It is 90. AERY starts with 90 HP. Everyone else gets 100. Next question is how long do balloons last? How many seconds long does balloons last? Is it 35 seconds, 45 seconds, or 55 seconds? Now, if you guessed 35 seconds, you're right. Yeah, 35 seconds. I was surprised by this too. I didn't realize. I used to think it was 45 seconds. But yeah, it's 35 seconds that they last. And I double checked that. I don't know if they reduced the count or timer, but yeah, it's only 35. So now that we finished, you should be counting up all your answers. How many answers did you get correct? You should know that number by now. Hopefully you marked something on a piece of paper or kept track in your head somehow, one way or another. Now what you get to do is you can check your rank. So if you got 20 correct, you are godlike and probably a hacker and cheated all the way, because I would have gotten some of these wrong. I doubt you got 20. Maybe 1 out of 1,000 of you are going to get 20. Maybe 1 in 10,000 of you might get this correct. But man, I threw in some trick ones, okay? Now, most of you are probably going to get 15 through 19. If you did, you are pro. Definitely know your stuff. Good job. If you are 10 to 14 correct out of the 20, you got 6 wrong. How? Actually, I did throw you some, I threw you some curveballs, I know. And some of you are new to the game, so it's okay if you're good. I mean, there's some history now that you're going to learn. But if you have 5 or less correct, you are totally big noob. Welcome to the game. You are new to the game, clearly. Maybe you just haven't really been paying attention yet, but maybe you learned some things. You'll learn some things in this game. Maybe a lot of you didn't even know. You know, I know there's a handful of you that didn't even know you could buy 8 balloons. Some of you didn't know it's 2 block jump. No, you better know that. You better know that. Now, if you got more than 5 points, please hit that like button so I know you actually aren't a big noob. If you did not get more than 5 points, don't do anything. Just go back to my playlist, go watch some videos. But be sure to share this with your friends too. See what kind of knowledge ranks they have. I'm curious to see if they're actually good too. Plus, that gives me more subs. Come on, it's a win-win for both of us. In any case, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe like I said, and I will see you all in the next vid. Peace.